Welcome back to Rare Lincoln Penny Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in modern numismatics, the rare Lincoln penny, especially the legendary 1983 Lincoln cent that has created massive excitement in the coin collecting world and sparked rumors of coins worth thousands and even headlines claiming values like $787,976 and more. So stay with me because this is going to open your eyes to history, minting errors, market value, and how an ordinary cent coin can turn into a life-changing discovery. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure instead of symbolic designs. That bold decision by the United States Mint changed American coinage forever. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent quickly became one of the most collected coins in the country. Over the decades the design evolved, from the wheat reverse 1909 to 1958, to the memorial reverse from 1959 to 2008, and later the Union Shield design starting in 2010. Among all these years, certain dates and mint marks became extremely rare due to low mintages or mint errors, and that is where the excitement begins. The 1983 Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint during a very important transition period in U.S. coin history. In 1982 the mint changed the composition of the penny from mostly copper to zinc with a thin copper plating due to rising copper prices. That transition created multiple varieties in 1982 including large date, small date, copper, and zinc versions, and collectors still search for rare combinations today. Now here is where things get interesting. By 1983, pennies were supposed to be struck on zinc planchets weighing about 2.5 grams instead of the older 3.11 gram copper planchets. However, a few rare transitional errors were accidentally struck on leftover copper planchets. If you find a 1983 penny that weighs 3.11 grams, you may be holding one of the rarest modern coins in existence. Most 1983 pennies are common and worth only face value or a few cents in circulated condition, but if you discover a rare error, such as a double die reverse or a copper transitional error, the value can jump dramatically into hundreds, thousands, or even much higher depending on condition and certification. One of the most famous varieties is the 1983 double die reverse, where the lettering on the back, especially United States of America and 1 cent, appears clearly doubled. Strong examples in mint state condition have sold for thousands of dollars at auction. Condition is everything in coin collecting. A circulated 1983 penny might be worth 1 cent, but an uncirculated mint state example graded MS65 or higher by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC can command significantly higher prices, especially if it has strong luster and no major marks. Now let's address the huge number that sometimes appears online, claims of nearly $787,976. While sensational headlines circulate on social media, actual confirmed auction records for 1983 pennies usually range in the thousands for top error varieties, not hundreds of thousands. However, rare coins in general have sold for incredible prices. For example, the 1943 bronze Lincoln cent has sold for over $1 million due to its extreme rarity, and the 1955 double die penny is one of the most famous error coins ever discovered. These historic examples show that under the right circumstances, a small copper coin can indeed be worth a fortune. The key factors that determine value include rarity, demand, condition, historical significance, and authentication. Without professional authentication, even a potentially rare coin cannot reach its maximum market value. That is why serious collectors always recommend weighing your coin on a precise digital scale, checking for doubling with magnification, and submitting major discoveries to reputable grading services. The current market for rare Lincoln pennies remains strong because coin collecting is one of the most popular hobbies in the United States and worldwide. Online marketplaces, auction houses, and coin shows continue to see competitive bidding for key dates and dramatic error coins. Economic uncertainty often increases interest in tangible assets like rare coins, further driving demand. The 1983 Lincoln penny specifically remains a coin that collectors actively search for because transitional errors from composition changes are historically important and extremely scarce. Imagine searching through your pocket change and discovering that a simple penny weighs more than it should. That tiny difference of less than 1 gram could mean the difference between 1 cent and thousands of dollars. This is why millions of collectors continue to examine their coins carefully. The thrill of the hunt is part of what makes coin collecting so addictive. Beyond value, the Lincoln penny represents American history. It survived world wars, economic depressions, inflation, metal shortages, and design changes. It passed through the hands of generations, from farmers and factory workers to presidents and soldiers. Every scratch and mark tells a story. When you hold a rare Lincoln penny, you are holding a small piece of national heritage. If you are serious about finding a valuable 1983 penny, start by checking the mint mark below the date. The letter D indicates it was struck in Denver. Then weigh the coin. If it weighs close to 3.11 grams instead of 2.5 grams, you may have a rare copper planchet error. Next, inspect the reverse lettering carefully for doubling. Strong, clear doubling is more valuable than minor machine doubling. Finally, consider professional grading to confirm authenticity and condition. Remember, not every 1983 penny is rare. Billions were minted. Only specific error varieties carry significant premiums. Be cautious of exaggerated claims online and always verify information through reputable coin dealers and auction records. The coin market rewards knowledge and patience. Those who study carefully and authenticate properly are the ones who succeed. The story of the rare Lincoln penny proves that extraordinary value can hide in ordinary places. A single cent, often ignored or tossed aside, can sometimes become a collector's dream discovery. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced numismatist, the hunt for rare pennies like the 1983 keeps the excitement alive. Keep searching your change, check old coin jars, look through inherited collections, and never underestimate the power of a tiny copper coin. This is Coins Channel, bringing you the fascinating world of rare currency, hidden treasures, and the incredible stories behind America's smallest denomination with the biggest surprises. If you love rare coin discoveries and want to learn how to spot valuable pennies before anyone else, stay connected, keep collecting, and remember, your next penny could be worth far more than 1 cent. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about treasures in American pocket change history, the rare Lincoln penny, especially the legendary 1983 issues that have shocked collectors with values reaching astonishing numbers like $787,976.48 and even more in rare auction records. If you think pennies are just 1 cent, think again, because some of these tiny copper coins have changed lives forever. The story begins in 1909 when the Lincoln cent was first introduced to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. It was the first regular circulating United States coin to feature a real historical person, and that alone made it revolutionary. Produced by the United States Mint, this small coin became a symbol of American history, pride, and everyday commerce. For decades, billions were minted, but hidden within those billions are rare varieties, minting errors, and transitional metal compositions that today are worth thousands and in extreme cases hundreds of thousands of dollars now. Let's focus on 1983, a year that seems ordinary but is anything but ordinary for serious collectors. In 1982, the mint transitioned from mostly copper pennies to copper-plated zinc due to rising copper prices. That change created confusion, transitional errors, and rare off-metal strikes. In 1983, pennies were supposed to be struck on zinc planchets with a thin copper coating, but a few rare examples were mistakenly struck on leftover copper planchets from 1982, and these are the coins that create headlines. A normal 1983 penny weighs about 2.5 grams because of the zinc core, but the rare copper version weighs about 3.1 grams. That small difference in weight can mean the difference between 1 cent and tens of thousands of dollars. Imagine checking your spare change with a small digital scale and discovering you are holding a fortune. The 1983 double die reverse is another legendary variety on this coin. The doubling appears clearly on the reverse lettering, especially in the words 1 cent. And United States of America, this is not machine doubling but true double die created during the hubbing process. Collectors pay thousands for strong examples in mint state condition. Combine a double die with pristine red luster and professional grading and the value skyrockets. Auction houses have documented sales in the 5-figure range, and in extraordinary high-grade situations values can climb dramatically depending on market demand, condition, rarity and certification. The current market for rare Lincoln pennies is stronger than ever. Social media, viral videos and online marketplaces have introduced a new generation to coin hunting. Prices fluctuate depending on economic conditions, precious metal markets and collector enthusiasm, but top-quality certified rarities continue to command premium prices. Third-party grading services authenticate weight, metal composition and strike characteristics, which is essential because counterfeit and altered coins exist. The difference between a genuine 1983 copper cent and a plated alteration can only be confirmed through proper testing, including precise weight measurement, magnet tests and professional authentication. When a verified rare coin hits a major auction platform, bidding wars can push prices to extraordinary levels, approaching numbers that seem unbelievable for a penny. The 1983 penny was minted primarily in Philadelphia and Denver, with mint marks D indicating the Denver facility. Coins from Denver Mint and Philadelphia Mint can both carry value depending on variety and error type. Most circulated examples are worth face value, but uncirculated red specimens graded MS65 or higher often bring strong premiums, especially double dies and rare composition errors. The condition scale ranges from poor to mint state 70, and every tiny scratch, discoloration or contact mark affects value dramatically. A coin stored safely since 1983 with full original mint red color can be worth many times more than a worn brown example found in circulation. The excitement around the rare Lincoln penny comes from the possibility that valuable coins are still out there in jars, drawers and forgotten collections across America. People search bank rolls, coin rolls from local banks, estate sales and inherited collections, hoping to discover that one rare piece worth a fortune. Stories circulate of lucky collectors who found rare copper 1983 cents in ordinary change and later sold them for life-changing amounts. Whether every viral story reaches $787,976.48 depends on grade, rarity and buyer competition, but documented high-value Lincoln cent sales prove that pennies can indeed be worth extraordinary sums. The key to identifying a valuable 1983 penny starts with checking the date, then weighing the coin, then examining the reverse for doubling and finally evaluating overall condition. Look for strong, crisp lettering, separation lines in doubled areas and original mint shine. Avoid cleaning coins because cleaning destroys value and reduces grading potential. Always handle coins by the edges and store them in protective holders to preserve condition. The Lincoln penny has undergone several design changes, including the wheat reverse from 1909 to 1958, the memorial reverse from 1959 to 2008, and later shield designs, but the 1983 coin falls within the memorial era, making reverse doubling easier to inspect. Because of the clear architectural lines and bold lettering, market demand today is driven by collector education, online awareness and registry set competition where collectors compete for highest graded examples. When a rare 1983 copper cent or dramatic double die appears in certified top grade, the bidding can climb rapidly. Investors and collectors view these coins as tangible assets with historical significance. Unlike paper money, a rare error coin has a story embedded in metal, a story of transition from copper to zinc, a story of minting technology and a story of accidental rarity that created opportunity. The dream of finding a rare Lincoln penny keeps the hobby alive. Every time you hear the clink of change, remember that within ordinary currency extraordinary value may hide. The 1983 penny teaches us that small details matter: weight, composition, strike quality and preservation. Separate common coins from legendary treasures. As the market continues to grow and more people learn how to identify transitional errors and doubled dies, competition for authenticated examples may push prices even higher in the future. Whether you are a beginner or advanced collector, the search begins the same way, with curiosity, knowledge and careful inspection. So start checking your 1983 pennies, weigh them, study them, compare them, and if you believe you have found something unusual, consult a reputable grading service, because that tiny coin could be worth far more than 1 cent. It could be the next headline sale, it could be a 5-figure auction surprise, and in rare extraordinary circumstances it could approach values That sound almost impossible for a penny. This is why collectors never ignore the Lincoln cent, because history, rarity and opportunity are all stamped into that small copper-colored circle. Keep searching, keep learning, and stay tuned to Coins for more hidden treasures waiting to be discovered in everyday change. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in pocket change history, the rare Lincoln penny, especially the 1987 Lincoln cent, and the truth about its current market value, because there are wild claims online saying this coin is worth $787,976.47 and even more. But in this video we are going to separate facts from fiction. Explore the real history of the Lincoln penny, understand why some versions are valuable, and explain exactly what your 1987 penny could actually be worth. Right now in today's market, the Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, and it became the first United States coin to feature a real historical person. Its original design by Victor David Brenner showed Lincoln's portrait on the front and wheat ears on the back. Those early wheat pennies, especially from 1909 to 1958, include some extremely rare and valuable varieties like the famous 1909 SVDB and the 1943 copper penny, which have sold for thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years. In 1959 the reverse design changed to the Lincoln Memorial, and that design continued until 2008. The 1987 D penny belongs to the Lincoln Memorial series, and the D mint mark means it was produced at the Denver Mint in 1987. The United States Mint struck billions of pennies at that time, and the 1987 D had a very high mintage, which immediately tells serious collectors that this is not a rare date in normal condition. Rarity in coins depends on low mintage, historical importance, mint errors, condition and demand, and for a coin to reach a value anywhere near hundreds of thousands of dollars, it usually must be extremely rare, historically significant, or a unique mint error. So let us talk honestly about the 1987 D Lincoln penny in circulated condition, meaning it has been used in everyday transactions, and shows where its value is typically 1 cent and sometimes up to 3 to 5 cents for collectors who need it to complete a basic set. In uncirculated mint state condition, meaning it has never been used and still has original shine, it can sell for around 50 cents to $1, sometimes a few dollars if it grades very high like MS65 or above. But reaching values in the hundreds of thousands of dollars would require something extraordinary, such as a dramatic mint error, for example a major off-center strike, a double die error with very strong visible doubling, or being struck on the wrong metal planchet such as a bronze planchet, when it should be copper-plated. Zinc in 1987 pennies were made mostly of zinc with a thin copper coating, so if a 1987 D penny were accidentally struck on a different metal blank, that could increase its value significantly, but even then values would likely be in the hundreds or low thousands, not nearly $800,000. Another factor that drives huge coin prices is extreme rarity combined with historical demand, such as the 1943 copper cent, which was mistakenly struck in copper during a year when pennies were supposed to be steel. Only a few exist, which is why they bring massive auction prices, but the 1987 D penny does not fall into that category. It was mass-produced and is very common in rolls, bags and pocket change. However, that does not mean you should ignore your 1987 D pennies completely, because collectors always look for condition and errors. Check your coin carefully under good lighting. Look for doubling on the date and lettering. Examine the mint mark. Check for unusual thickness, weight differences, or striking mistakes. Sometimes small errors like die cracks or minor off-center strikes can add a premium, and coins graded by professional grading services in very high mint state conditions can sell for more, especially if they have strong luster and no contact marks. But realistic pricing is important. Many viral posts and clickbait videos exaggerate coin values to attract attention, and they use random numbers like $787,976.47 to create excitement. The truth is the coin market is based on auction records, collector demand and verified sales, not rumors. If a 1987 D penny were truly worth that much, there would be public auction results showing it, and the numismatic community would widely recognize it as a major rarity. As of now, standard 1987 D pennies do not command such prices. The excitement around Lincoln pennies comes from the long, rich history of the series, from the wheat cents to the memorial cents, and now the shield design that began in 2010. Collectors love building complete date and mint mark sets, and they search through rolls hoping to find key dates, errors, or high-grade examples, and that treasure hunting thrill keeps the hobby alive. So if you are searching your change and you find a bright, shiny 1987 D penny in perfect condition, keep it in a protective holder. It may not make you a millionaire, but high-grade coins can still be desirable, and if you ever suspect a major Error: consider having it evaluated by a reputable coin dealer or professional grading company before believing online claims. Always verify information through trusted coin price guides, recent auction listings, and experienced numismatists. Knowledge is your most valuable asset in coin collecting. Remember that true rare coins gain their value from scarcity, condition, authenticity, and demand, not from viral headlines. The Lincoln penny remains one of the most collected coins in America because it is accessible, affordable, and historically meaningful. And while the 1987 D penny is generally common, it still represents a piece of American history struck at the Denver Mint during the late 1980s, a time when billions of coins flowed through the economy, each one passing through countless hands, carrying stories of everyday life. So keep searching, keep learning, and keep collecting, because the real treasure in coin collecting is the knowledge you gain and the excitement of the hunt. This is Coins, reminding you to check your change carefully, stay informed about true market values, and never let hype replace research. Your next discovery might not be worth $787,976.47, but with patience and education you can still find coins that are truly worth a lot of money. And that is the real power of understanding rare Lincoln pennies and the coin market today. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about modern treasures in pocket change history, the rare 1988 D Lincoln penny, a coin that looks ordinary at first glance but could be worth an astonishing amount of money if you know exactly what to look for. Imagine holding a simple copper-colored cent in your hand, the same size and weight as millions of others, yet hidden within that small piece of metal could be a minting surprise that collectors dream about. The Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, became the first regular circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical person, and since then it has become one of the most collected coins in American history. Produced by the United States Mint in massive quantities every year, the Lincoln penny has gone through design changes, metal composition adjustments, and subtle mint mark variations that create rare errors and varieties worth serious money. Now let us focus on the 1988 D penny. Struck in Denver, this coin was minted during a transitional era when the design of the reverse was still the familiar Lincoln Memorial and the obverse featured the portrait that collectors have known for decades. But in 1988 something unusual happened, and that is where the excitement begins. Some 1988 D pennies were struck using a reverse die that was intended for 1989, creating what collectors call a transitional reverse variety. The key difference is found in the designer initials FG located near the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. On normal 1988 coins, the FG initials are spaced differently compared to the 1989 style, and on the rare 1988 D transitional reverse the initials match the 1989 placement. This tiny detail, almost invisible to the naked eye, is what can transform a 1-cent coin into a coin valued in the thousands, and in extreme high-grade examples even more. When we talk about value, we must consider condition, because grading is everything in coin collecting. A heavily circulated 1988 D penny without errors is typically worth only face value, but a high-grade uncirculated example graded MS65 or higher by a professional grading service can bring a premium, and when that coin is the rare transitional reverse variety, the value increases dramatically. Auction records have shown examples selling for thousands of dollars depending on eye appeal, luster, strike quality, and certification. And while numbers like $78,797,641 may sound unbelievable and unrealistic for a penny, the reality is that rare coins have achieved extraordinary prices when unique circumstances combine rarity, condition, and collector demand. Although no confirmed 1988 D penny has reached tens of millions of dollars, the possibility of discovering a valuable variety keeps collectors searching rolls of pennies every single day. The history behind this coin reflects how small production changes inside a mint facility can create accidental treasures. Dies are prepared ahead of time and sometimes leftover dies from one year are used at the beginning of the next year, or vice versa, and when that happens, transitional varieties are born. The 1988 D reverse of 1989 variety is a perfect example of how mint procedures can unintentionally create collectible rarities, and what makes it even more fascinating is that these coins entered normal circulation, meaning anyone could have received one in change at a grocery store, gas station, or vending machine during the late 1980s and early 1990s. That is the magic of coin collecting, hidden value in everyday objects. Now let us talk about how you can identify one. First, look for the D mint mark below the date on the obverse, confirming it was struck in Denver. Next, turn the coin over and carefully examine the FG initials near the base of the memorial using a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Compare the placement to verified images of the 1989 reverse style on the rare Variety: the G is positioned slightly differently and the spacing between the letters and the building details does not match the standard 1988 reverse. If you suspect you have found one, do not clean the coin. Cleaning can permanently damage the surface and reduce its value. Instead, place it in a protective holder and consider submitting it to a reputable grading service for authentication, because certification provides confidence to buyers and often increases market value beyond the transitional reverse. Collectors also search for double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and other mint errors within the 1988 D series. Although most are minor, some dramatic errors can command hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially in mint state condition. Market value fluctuates based on supply and demand, the overall coin market, economic conditions, and collector interest in Lincoln cents. Over the past decade, the popularity of searching bank rolls and hunting for varieties has grown thanks to online communities, auction platforms, and educational videos, which means awareness of the 1988 D transitional reverse has increased. However, genuine examples remain scarce compared to the billions of regular cents produced that year, making them desirable additions to advanced collections. When discussing current market trends, high-grade certified examples of the 1988 D reverse of 1989 variety have sold from several $1,000s upward depending on grade, with top population coins bringing the strongest premiums, and as population reports remain relatively low, the long-term outlook for rare high-quality examples appears stable within the collector community. The story of the Lincoln penny itself adds emotional and historical depth because this small coin has witnessed world wars, economic depressions, technological revolutions, and generational change, yet it continues to circulate, reminding us of history every time we open our wallets. From its original wheat ears reverse design to the memorial and eventually to the shield reverse introduced in 2010, the cent reflects both artistic evolution and national identity, and that is why collectors feel connected to these coins beyond their monetary value. But let us return to the excitement of possibility. Imagine searching through a jar of old change inherited from a relative, carefully examining each 1988 D penny under bright light, your heart racing as you compare the FG placement, discovering that subtle difference, realizing you may be holding a rare transitional variety worth far more than 1 cent. That thrill of discovery is what drives collectors around the world, and it proves that treasure hunting does not always require metal detectors, beaches, or ancient shipwrecks. Sometimes it only requires patience, knowledge, and attention to detail at your kitchen table. The lesson here is simple: never underestimate small details in coin collecting. Tiny design differences can mean the difference between common and rare, between 1 cent and thousands of dollars. Always educate yourself, study verified examples, rely on professional grading when necessary, and protect your finds properly. The 1988 D Lincoln penny serves as a reminder that modern coins can still hold surprises and that the door to valuable discoveries remains open for anyone willing to look closely. So next time you receive change, do not ignore those brown copper coins. Examine them, learn their history, understand their varieties, because within that humble cent could be a piece of minting history waiting to be recognized. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into rare Lincoln pennies and the fascinating story behind the 1988 D transitional reverse, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Coins, where we uncover hidden treasures one coin at a time. And remember, every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth far more than its face value. You've reached the maximum length for this conversation, but you can keep talking by starting. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about and searched coins in American pocket change history, the rare 1988 D Lincoln penny, a coin that looks ordinary at first glance but for some collectors has become a symbol of hidden treasure and life-changing discovery. Imagine holding a simple copper-colored coin in your hand, the same design that honors Abraham Lincoln, first introduced in 1909 and still produced by the United States Mint. Yet within certain years and mint marks there are varieties, errors, and transitional details that can transform a 1-cent coin into something worth thousands, and rumors even claim values like $78,797,646, which immediately raises excitement, curiosity, and the big question: is it real? Is the 1988 D penny truly worth a fortune, or is it a misunderstanding of rare error sales and market hype? Let us uncover the truth step by step. The Lincoln penny has always been special because it was the first regular issue U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, and its reverse design changed over the decades. But in 1988 something subtle yet important happened at the Denver Mint, where coins were struck with the D Mint mark. Now most 1988 D pennies are common and worth only face value. However, there is a known variety involving the mint mark style, specifically the 1988 D penny with a 1989 reverse style mint mark punch, which creates a noticeable Difference in the shape and positioning of the D. This variety has been confirmed by specialists and graded examples in high mint state condition, especially MS65 red and above, have sold for hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars depending on eye appeal, color and market demand. The coin composition in 1988 was primarily copper-plated zinc, meaning 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, a composition introduced in 1982 to reduce costs, but collectors focus not on metal but on errors, varieties and condition. The rare 1988 D variety is identified by comparing the mint mark to that used in 1989. Looking closely at the serif shape and curvature under magnification, and when authenticated by professional grading services, the coin becomes highly desirable because transitional varieties are always collected strongly in the numismatic community. Current market value for a normal circulated 1988 D penny remains 1 cent to perhaps a few cents, but an uncirculated example graded MS63 might bring $5 to $15, while MS65 red examples can range from $25 to $100, and the rare mint mark variety in certified high grade has recorded sales from several $100s up to around $2,000 depending on auction competition. So where do extreme numbers like $78,797,646 come from? Often such figures are misunderstandings of listing prices, typographical errors, or online marketplace exaggerations rather than confirmed auction results. Serious collectors rely on verified auction archives and grading records rather than sensational headlines. However, the key lesson is powerful because even if the true top value is in the thousands, not millions, the idea that a simple coin from 1988 could be worth more than a paycheck keeps the treasure hunt alive across America and around the world. The history behind the Lincoln penny adds emotional depth because generations have carried this design in their pockets through wars, economic shifts, and technological revolutions, and the 1988 D variety reminds us that minting is a complex industrial process where small changes in tooling can create unexpected collectibles. This is why coin roll hunters search bank boxes carefully, why magnifying glasses and digital microscopes are popular tools, and why condition matters so much. A coin with full original red luster, no spots, sharp strike and clean surfaces will always command a premium compared to one that is worn, scratched or darkened. Storage also plays a critical role because copper reacts to environment and improper handling can reduce value instantly. Experts recommend holding coins by the edges, using non-PVC holders, and considering third-party grading for high-grade finds when analyzing the market. Today, demand for Lincoln cent varieties remains strong, especially among registry set collectors who compete for top population coins. Population reports show that true high-grade examples are limited, which supports prices, but the market fluctuates with economic confidence, precious metal trends, and collector interest. So if you find a 1988 D penny, do not immediately assume it is worth a fortune. Instead, examine the mint mark style, compare it carefully, consult trusted references, and if you believe you have the rare variety, consider professional authentication, because confirmation transforms curiosity into measurable value. The story of the 1988 D Lincoln penny is not just about money, it is about attention to detail, patience, knowledge, and the thrill of discovery. It proves that even in modern times, treasures can hide in everyday change, and that history is still being written in metal, 1 cent at a time. So keep checking your coins, keep learning about varieties, and remember that the real wealth in coin collecting comes from education, discipline, and the excitement of the hunt. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into rare Lincoln pennies and current market values, make sure to stay connected with Coins, where we explore hidden rarities, auction highlights, and the fascinating stories behind the smallest pieces of American history, because the next valuable coin might already be in your pocket waiting to be discovered. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the rare 1989 Lincoln penny, a coin that most people overlook every single day. This is not just pocket change. This is history, mystery, and serious money combined into one tiny treasure. Welcome to the world of coin collecting, where ordinary people have found extraordinary value hidden in plain sight. On this channel, Coins, we explore the secrets behind rare coins that could change your life, and the 1989 Lincoln penny is one of those coins that demands your attention. The Lincoln penny itself has a powerful history that begins in 1909, when the United States decided to honor President Abraham Lincoln on the centennial of his birth. This was the first time a real historical person appeared on a regular circulating U.S. coin, and it marked a turning point in American coinage. The coin was produced by the United States Mint and quickly became one of the most recognized coins in the world. By 1989, the Lincoln penny had already gone through design changes, metal composition changes, and decades of circulation across America and beyond. The 1989 Lincoln penny features Lincoln's portrait on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design that was used from 1959 until 2008. At first glance, a 1989 penny looks completely normal. Billions were minted. In fact, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 7 billion 1989 pennies, and the Denver Mint produced billions more. So how can something produced in such massive numbers be rare or worth a fortune? The answer lies in errors, varieties, mint condition, and grading. In the world of coin collecting, tiny differences can mean massive value. Some 1989 pennies were struck with rare double die errors, where the lettering appears slightly double due to a misalignment during the die creation process. Others may have off-center strikes, wrong planchet errors, or dramatic minting flaws that make them unique. A coin that looks damaged to an untrained eye could actually be a rare mint error worth thousands. Condition is everything. Most 1989 pennies are worn, scratched, and circulated. But if you find one in pristine uncirculated condition, especially graded MS67 or higher by a professional grading service, its value can skyrocket. Collectors compete fiercely for top population coins, meaning coins that are the finest known examples. When demand meets extreme quality and limited availability in that condition, prices can reach unbelievable heights. Now let's talk about composition. In 1989, the Lincoln penny was made primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating. This composition started in 1982 when copper prices rose sharply. However, transitional errors around composition changes in other years have created valuable varieties, and collectors always inspect late 1980s coins carefully to ensure no unusual metal content or striking anomalies occurred. Even the smallest deviation can turn a 1-cent coin into a 5-figure or 6-figure collectible. Some 1989 pennies with dramatic double dies or major strike errors have sold for thousands of dollars at auction. When you combine a rare error with perfect condition and historical interest, the value can climb dramatically. While not every 1989 penny is worth $787,976.45, certain extraordinary examples with unique error combinations or elite grading status could command astonishing prices in competitive auctions. Remember, auction results are driven by collector passion, rarity perception, and certified authenticity. The coin market is dynamic. Values rise and fall based on collector demand, economic conditions, and registry competition. High-grade modern coins have surprised the market before. Collectors building complete Lincoln cent sets often need the finest known 1989 example, and if only one or two coins meet that top grade, bidding wars can erupt. That is how seemingly common coins become headline-making treasures. But how do you know if your 1989 penny is valuable? First, examine the date carefully under magnification. Look for doubling in the numbers or letters. Check the word Liberty and In God We Trust for signs of separation or shadowing. Look at the mint mark if present. Inspect the edges and surface for unusual textures or strike anomalies. Weigh the coin if you have a precise scale to confirm standard specifications. Never clean the coin, because cleaning can destroy value instantly. If you believe you have something special, consider submitting it to a professional grading service for authentication and grading. Certification gives buyers confidence and can dramatically increase resale value. The story of the Lincoln penny is also the story of America itself. For decades, this coin passed through the hands of millions of people buying groceries, paying bus fares, and saving spare change in jars. Somewhere out there, rare examples still hide in old collections, bank rolls, and forgotten drawers. Treasure hunters search through penny boxes every day hoping to find that one extraordinary coin that changes everything. Imagine the excitement of discovering that your simple 1989 penny is not worth 1 cent, not even $1, but thousands or potentially hundreds of thousands under the right circumstances. That possibility keeps collectors searching. the current market for rare Lincoln pennies remains strong. Modern era coins continue to gain popularity, and registry-set competition pushes high-grade prices higher. While the average 1989 penny in circulated condition is only worth face value, rare error specimens and superb uncirculated examples can range from hundreds to thousands of dollars, and in extreme hypothetical cases with unique characteristics, values can approach astonishing figures like $787,976.45 in elite auction environments. Knowledge is power in the coin world. The more you learn about die varieties, strike quality, grading standards, and market demand, the better your chances of identifying hidden value. Every coin tells a story, and the 1989 Lincoln penny reminds us that rarity is not always about age. Sometimes it is about condition, precision, and the smallest manufacturing mistake that creates something extraordinary. So next time you receive change, do not ignore those pennies. Look at them carefully. Study the details. Research mint errors. Compare with verified auction results. Because in the world of coins, even the smallest denomination can carry the biggest surprise. Your fortune might already be in your pocket waiting to be discovered. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about and mysterious coins in American history, the rare Lincoln penny, a small copper coin that could be hiding in your pocket change right now and could be worth not just hundreds, not just thousands, but in extreme rare cases life-changing money, even figures like $787,976.43. Yes, you heard that correctly, Anne. Today we are going to uncover the truth, the history, the 1997 Lincoln penny market value, the rare errors, the collector demand, and what makes certain pennies explode in value in today's current coin market. Let's begin this incredible journey. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, and it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical person. The design was created by Victor David Brenner, and since then billions of Lincoln cents have been produced by the United States Mint. But here is where things become exciting. Not all Lincoln pennies are equal. Some are ordinary, worth just 1 cent, while others, because of mint errors, rare compositions, limited mintage, or historical importance, can be worth a fortune. Over the decades, the Lincoln penny design evolved from the wheat reverse produced from 1909 to 1958 to the Lincoln Memorial reverse introduced in 1959 and continuing until 2008, and in 1997 the Lincoln penny was still part of the Memorial design era. The 1997 Lincoln penny might sound common because millions were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. However, condition and mint errors are everything in coin collecting. A regular circulated 1997 penny from Philadelphia without a mint mark is typically worth face value 1 cent, but in uncirculated mint state condition, graded MS 65 or higher by professional grading services, it can be worth several dollars, and when you move into superb gem grades like MS 67, the price can jump dramatically, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars depending on market demand. The 1997 D penny minted in Denver also generally holds face value in circulation, but again high-grade examples, especially those certified by PCGS or NGC, can command strong premiums. Now let's talk about the 1997 S-proof penny struck in San Francisco for collectors. These proof coins were made with special polished dies and planchets, giving them a mirror-like finish. Deep cameo contrast examples in perfect PR70 condition can sell for impressive amounts, especially when demand rises in the collector community. But what truly excites collectors are mint errors. Imagine finding a 1997 Lincoln penny with a broad strike error, off-center strike, double die obverse or reverse die crack, or even a rare transitional error. These mistakes happen during the minting process and create unique coins that collectors fight over. A strong double die error where the lettering appears doubled, especially in the word Liberty or the date 1997, can dramatically increase value. Depending on the visibility and rarity, such coins can sell from $50 to several $1,000s at auction. The coin market today is stronger than ever with online auctions, rare coin shows, and certified grading, bringing transparency and competition into pricing. The value of rare Lincoln pennies is determined by rarity, condition, historical significance, and demand. While a normal 1997 penny will not make you rich, a rare high grade or error example absolutely can. And when we talk about Legendary Lincoln penny sales. We cannot ignore coins like the 1943 copper penny, which have sold for over $1 million, or the famous 1909 SVDB, which commands huge premiums in top condition. These historical sales fuel the excitement that maybe, just maybe, another rare penny is out there waiting to be discovered. Now let's discuss the concept of condition grading. Coin grading ranges from poor all the way to mint state 70. The difference between MS65 and MS67 can mean the difference between $10 and thousands of dollars. Microscopic marks, luster, strike, quality, and I appeal all matter. Professional grading services authenticate and encapsulate coins, protecting them and giving buyers confidence. The current market in 2026 shows steady growth in collectible coins, especially affordable entry-level coins like Lincoln cents, which attract beginner and advanced collectors alike. Economic uncertainty often pushes investors toward tangible assets, and rare coins have historically performed well over long periods of time. Silver and gold prices influence overall coin market sentiment. Even though the Lincoln penny after 1982 is primarily copper-plated, zinc, earlier bronze compositions and special varieties create additional value opportunities. Speaking of composition, the 1997 Lincoln penny is made of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper plating weighing 2.5 grams, but errors in planchet composition, though rare, could significantly increase value. Always weigh your coins using a precise digital scale and examine them under magnification. Look for doubling, unusual thickness, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die breaks. Sometimes what looks like damage is actually a valuable mint error. Knowledge is power in coin collecting. Some collectors have discovered rare coins in bank rolls, others inherited collections and found hidden treasures in old jars. The thrill of the hunt keeps the hobby alive. Auction houses such as Heritage Auctions regularly showcase rare Lincoln cents, fetching astonishing prices. Competitive bidding can push rare error coins far beyond expected estimates, and social media has amplified awareness, making stories of rare penny discoveries go viral overnight. Imagine searching through a box of pennies and spotting something unusual. The date 1997 slightly doubled the mint mark appearing misplaced, or the coin struck dramatically off-center. That moment could change everything. But remember, condition and authentication are critical before celebrating a massive payday. Have the coin evaluated by a trusted professional. Counterfeit coins and altered dates exist, so expert verification protects you from costly mistakes. The dream figure of $787,976.43 may sound extreme for a 1997 penny, and realistically such a value would require an extraordinary, unique mint error in flawless condition combined with intense collector demand. But in the world of rare coins, extraordinary things have happened before. Collectors once ignored certain varieties that later skyrocketed in value as awareness grew. Rarity is sometimes discovered years after minting, which means coins sitting unnoticed today could become tomorrow's headline sale. Patience, research, and careful storage are essential. Keep coins in non-PVC holders. Avoid cleaning them because cleaning destroys value, and handle them by the edges only. The rare Lincoln penny story is not just about money, it is about American history, craftsmanship, and the thrill of discovery. From the portrait of Abraham Lincoln to the iconic memorial reverse, each penny tells a story of its time, and the journey from pocket change to prized collectible is what makes this hobby so powerful. So check your change, examine your 1997 pennies, look for mint marks, errors, pristine condition, and never underestimate the potential of a small copper coin, because in the right condition at the right time in the right market, even a simple Lincoln penny can become a treasure. Thank you for watching Coin. Stay curious, stay searching, and remember, the next rare Lincoln penny could already be in your hands, waiting to reveal its true value. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about and searched coins in American history, the rare Lincoln penny, especially the powerful and mysterious 1999 Lincoln cent that collectors believe could be worth a life-changing amount of money. Yes, we are talking about values rumored in the hundreds of thousands, even numbers like $78,797,642 floating around online. But what is real, what is hype, and what is the true current market value? Let us uncover the full truth and history behind this incredible coin. The story of the Lincoln penny begins in 1909 when the United States Mint introduced the first coin to feature a real historical person, President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This coin replaced the Indian head cent and became an instant classic. Over the decades, different versions, errors, mint marks, and special varieties have turned ordinary pennies into treasures worth thousands, and sometimes even hundreds of thousands of dollars. The Lincoln penny design Changed in 1959 to the Lincoln Memorial reverse and continued until 2008, and the 1999 Lincoln cent belongs to this Lincoln Memorial era, which makes it modern yet still highly collectible. Now you may be wondering, how can a coin from 1999 be rare when millions were minted? That is where mint errors, varieties and condition come into play. In 1999 the United States Mint produced Lincoln cents at Philadelphia, Denver and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint coins carry no mint mark. Denver coins carry the D mint mark, and San Francisco coins are usually proof coins with an S mint mark. Some 1999 pennies have special varieties that collectors chase aggressively. One of the most famous is the 1999 wide AM variety. Normally on Lincoln Memorial cents from 1993 onward, the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse are very close, almost touching, but in the rare wide AM variety the A and M are clearly separated. This small detail can make a huge difference in value because only a limited number were struck with this reverse design error. Experts believe that a proof reverse die was accidentally used to strike some regular circulation coins at the Philadelphia Mint, making them extremely collectible. A normal 1999 penny in circulated condition is only worth 1 cent, but a 1999 wide AM in high grade can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition in mint state 65 or higher, graded by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC. Some examples have sold for over $2,000, and in exceptional condition. Even more condition is everything in the coin market. A coin graded MS 67 or higher can multiply in value dramatically because very few survive in perfect condition. Another important factor is errors. Some 1999 pennies show double die errors, off center strikes, broad strikes or even clipped planchets. These mint errors make coins unique and collectors love uniqueness. A strong double die 1999 penny can easily bring several $100s depending on visibility and condition. Now let us talk about the idea of a 1999 Lincoln penny worth $78,797,642. There is no verified auction record anywhere close to that number for a 1999 Lincoln cent. That value is unrealistic for this date. However, certain Lincoln pennies from other years have reached incredible prices. For example, the 1943 bronze Lincoln cent sold for over $1 million, and the 1909 South VDB Lincoln center in top condition can reach tens of thousands of dollars. So while the 1999 penny is not a multi-million-dollar coin in normal circumstances, rare varieties in exceptional grades can absolutely be worth serious money. The current market value in 2026 for a standard circulated 1999 Lincoln penny remains face value 1 cent. Uncirculated rolls may sell for a small premium. A certified 1999 wide AM in MS65 condition may range between $1,000 and $300 depending on appeal and demand. Proof coins from San Francisco in deep cameo condition can sell between $10 and $50 depending on grade, but remember, coin markets fluctuate based on collector demand, economic conditions and population. Reports from grading companies. If you think you have a valuable 1999 penny, here is what you should check. First, examine the reverse. Look closely at the word America. If the A and M are clearly separated, you may have the wide AM variety. Second, check the condition. Avoid cleaning the coin because cleaning destroys value. Third, consider professional grading through PCGS or NGC, which can authenticate and assign a grade that determines market price. The history of the Lincoln penny is more than metal. It is a piece of American heritage carried in pockets across generations, from wheatbacks to memorial cents to shield cents. Every design tells a story, and sometimes within billions of coins a tiny mistake at the mint creates a treasure hiding in plain sight. That is why collectors search bankrolls, coin jars and old collections every day, hoping to find that one rare variety that changes everything. The thrill of coin collecting is not just about money, it is about discovery, history and the possibility that a small copper coin could be worth thousands. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the rare 1999 Lincoln penny and its current market value, make sure to like, share and subscribe to Coins, where we uncover hidden treasures from pocket change to rare collectibles. Stay tuned for more rare coin stories, expert tips and real market values, because the next valuable coin could already be in your hands. Today's story will absolutely shock you, because we are talking about one of the most famous and collectible coins in American history, the legendary Lincoln penny, a small copper coin that in some rare cases has sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars and even close to $1 million, with reported auction figures reaching around $787,976.44 for extremely rare era varieties and historic pieces. And when you hear numbers like that for a simple 1 cent coin, you realize that in The world of numismatics, even the smallest coin can turn into a life-changing treasure, so welcome to the channel Coins, where today we dive deep into the rare Lincoln penny, its powerful history, the 2004 edition, mint marks, current market value, and why collectors around the world are hunting these coins like hidden gold. The story begins in 1909 when the United States introduced the Lincoln cent to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, and this coin became the first regular U.S. coin to feature a real historical person, designed by Victor David Brenner, with Lincoln's profile on the front and originally wheat ears on the back, which is why early versions are called wheat pennies. And from that moment the Lincoln cent became more than just pocket change, it became a piece of American history that millions of people carried every day without realizing its future value. Over the decades the design changed, from wheat reverse from 1909 to 1958, then the Lincoln Memorial design from 1959 to 2008, and then the Union Shield design starting in 2010, but throughout all these years rare varieties, mint errors, low mintage coins, and special compositions have made certain Lincoln cents extremely valuable. Some of the most famous rare Lincoln pennies include the 1909 SVDB, the 1914D, the 1922 No-D, the 1943 bronze cent, and the 1955 double die, and coins like the 1943 bronze penny have sold for massive amounts at auction because they were mistakenly struck in bronze instead of steel during World War II. And these rare mistakes are the reason why collectors carefully inspect every single penny they find. Now let us focus on the 2004 Lincoln penny, because many people believe modern coins cannot be valuable, but that is not always true. The 2004 Lincoln cent was part of the long-running Lincoln Memorial design, struck in a copper-plated zinc composition, with mint marks including P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco proof coins. And while most 2004 pennies are only worth face value, certain high-grade uncirculated coins graded MS67 or above can sell for significantly higher prices in the collector's market, especially if they have strong luster, perfect surfaces, and no contact marks. In addition to regular strikes, collectors look for error coins from 2004 such as off-center strikes, broad strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, and coins with die cracks or unusual toning, and these errors can increase value from a few dollars to hundreds depending on condition and rarity. The current market value of a regular circulated 2004 Lincoln penny is still 1 cent, but uncirculated rolls, mint state examples, and certified high-grade coins can range from a few dollars up to $50 or more, while dramatic mint errors can reach into the hundreds or even thousands depending on the uniqueness of the error and collector demand. The coin market today is influenced by auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, where rare Lincoln cents are sold to serious collectors who compete aggressively for top-condition examples, and when a rare historical Lincoln cent in exceptional condition appears at auction it can bring astonishing results, sometimes reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that is how certain legendary Lincoln pennies have crossed the $700,000 range, proving that knowledge, patience, and careful searching can truly pay off. What makes the Lincoln penny so special is not just its age or metal content but its story. It represents American heritage, economic change, wartime metal shortages, minting technology evolution, and the passion of millions of collectors worldwide. And when you hold a Lincoln cent you are holding more than a coin, you are holding over a century of history. For those who are searching for valuable pennies right now, always check the date, mint mark, overall condition, and look carefully for doubling in the letters and numbers, because small details can make huge differences in value. And if you believe you have found something rare, consider professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC, which authenticate and grade coins, increasing buyer confidence and often increasing market value. The excitement of finding a rare Lincoln penny in pocket change is what keeps the hobby alive, because imagine discovering that a simple 1-cent coin in your jar is actually worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. That dream keeps collectors searching through rolls, estate sales, and bank boxes every single day. The coin market continues to grow as new collectors join through social media, YouTube channels like Coins, online marketplaces, and global auctions, and as long as there is demand, rare Lincoln pennies will continue to rise in value, especially key dates in high-grade condition. Remember that condition is everything in coin collecting. a heavily worn coin might be worth only a few dollars while the same coin in mint state could be worth thousands, and that difference depends on preservation, strike quality, and eye appeal. So the next time you receive change from a store, do not ignore those pennies, look closely at each one because history could be hiding in your hand. And if you enjoyed learning about the rare Lincoln penny, its history, the 2004 edition, and current market value reaching astonishing numbers like $787,976.44 for the rarest examples, make sure to stay connected with Coins for more deep dives into valuable coins, hidden treasures, mint errors, and real auction results, because in the world of coin collecting, even 1 cent can change your life forever. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in American pocket change history, the rare Lincoln penny, and especially the fascinating 2008 Lincoln cent that collectors are searching for right now across the United States. This small copper coin carries the proud image of Abraham Lincoln, a president whose legacy has lived on not only in history books but in the hands of millions through everyday currency. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and it became the first regular circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical person instead of a symbolic figure. And since that moment the coin has gone through many changes in design, metal composition, mint marks, and rare varieties that today can be worth a surprising amount of money. The coin is produced by the United States Mint, and when you see a small D mint mark on a penny, it means it was struck at the Denver Mint in 2008. The Lincoln penny still featured the familiar obverse portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, and on the reverse it showed the Lincoln Memorial, which had been used since 1959. But what makes certain 2008 Lincoln pennies valuable is not the basic coin itself, because millions were produced, but the condition, rarity, and especially any mint errors that may have occurred during production. In general, a regular circulated 2008 Lincoln penny is worth only face value 1 cent. However, uncirculated examples in mint state condition, graded MS-65 or higher, can sell for several dollars, sometimes between $5 and $25 depending on eye appeal, luster, and strike quality. But the real excitement begins when collectors discover error coins such as double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, broad strikes, or coins struck on the wrong planchet. These error varieties can bring $50,100,200 or even more depending on the severity and uniqueness of the mistake. Now many viral claims online talk about Lincoln pennies being worth $78,797,641, but such extreme values are not associated with a normal 2008 penny. Coins that reach hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars are typically extremely rare. Historical issues like the 1943 bronze cent or the 1909 SVDB in pristine condition, so it is very important for collectors to understand the difference between hype and reality. The 2008 Lincoln penny becomes truly valuable when it is preserved in flawless condition or contains a verified mint error authenticated by a professional grading service such as PCGS or NGC. History shows that Lincoln cents have always captured the imagination of collectors, from the early wheat pennies minted between 1909 and 1958 to the memorial cents from 1959 to 2008, and later the shield reverse introduced in 2010. Each design era tells a story about American heritage. The 2008 penny represents the final full year of the Lincoln Memorial reverse before the special 2009 bicentennial series, which celebrated 4 different stages of Lincoln's life, making 2008 an important transitional year in Lincoln cent history. Collectors often search bank rolls, coin jars, and estate collections hoping to find high-grade examples with strong red color known as RD designation, because copper pennies lose their bright red shine over time and turn brown, which lowers collectible value. A 2008 penny graded MS-67 RD could sell for significantly more than a circulated brown coin, sometimes reaching $100 or higher in auction settings. Though prices fluctuate with demand and population reports, understanding coin grading is essential because condition dramatically affects price. Tiny differences such as contact marks, weak strikes, or discoloration can reduce value, while sharp details, full luster, and clean surfaces increase desirability. Another factor influencing value is the metal composition. Prior to 1982, pennies were mostly copper, but modern Lincoln cents, including 2008, are copper-plated zinc, meaning they Contain mostly zinc with a thin copper coating. This affects durability and sometimes leads to bubbling or plating errors, which can create collectible varieties if confirmed as genuine mint errors. Collectors should always be cautious because damage after minting, such as scratches, corrosion, or intentional alterations, does not add value and may reduce its serious. Coin hunters use magnifying tools, digital microscopes, and reference guides to inspect their coins carefully, searching for doubling in the lettering, date, and mint mark, especially around the word Liberty and the date 2008, where mechanical doubling can sometimes be mistaken for true double die errors. True double die errors show distinct separation and thickness in the design, while machine doubling looks flat and shelf-like. So knowledge is power in the coin collecting world. The Lincoln penny remains one of the most collected coins in the United States because it is affordable, accessible, and full of history. And while a normal 2008 penny will not make someone instantly rich, the possibility of discovering a rare high-grade specimen or dramatic mint error keeps collectors searching every day. The market for modern Lincoln cents is driven by condition, rarity, grading, population, and collector interest. Auction results show that top-graded modern cents can achieve impressive premiums, especially when registry set collectors compete for the finest known examples. So if you have a 2008 Lincoln penny, examine it closely, check for bright red color, sharp strike, minimal marks, and consider professional grading if it appears exceptional, because even modern coins can surprise you. The story of the Lincoln penny is a story of American endurance, from the hardships of the Great Depression to the technological changes of the modern minting process. This small coin has witnessed more than a century of history and continues to inspire collectors worldwide. So keep searching, keep learning, and remember that true value in coin collecting comes from knowledge, patience, and passion, not just viral price tags. This is Coins, bringing you deep insights into rare Lincoln pennies and the real market truth behind the 2008 cent. Stay tuned for more discoveries, from pocket change treasures to hidden mint errors, because your next valuable coin could already be in your hands. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about treasures in pocket change history, the rare Lincoln penny, a small copper coin that could be worth a fortune. And yes, some collectors claim values reaching unbelievable numbers like $78,797,643. But what is real, what is hype, and what is the true current market value, especially for the 2013 Lincoln penny? Let's uncover everything in this powerful and detailed story that could change the way you look at every penny in your hand. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birth anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln, and it became the first United States coin to feature a real historical person instead of a symbolic figure like Lady Liberty. This change shocked the public at the time, but soon the Lincoln cent became one of the most beloved coins in American history. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin originally featured Lincoln's portrait on the front and 2 wheat stalks on the back, which is why early versions are called wheat pennies. From 1909 to 1958. After 1958, the reverse design changed to the Lincoln Memorial, and that version continued until 2008. Then in 2009, special bicentennial designs were released celebrating Lincoln's life, and in 2010 the reverse changed again to the Union Shield design, which continues today. So when we talk about the 2013 Lincoln penny, we are talking about the Union Shield reverse design. But here is where things get exciting. Most 2013 Lincoln pennies are only worth face value 1 cent, but certain rare errors and special conditions can make them worth hundreds, thousands, or even more depending on rarity, condition, and demand. For example, coins graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services can command strong premiums in auctions. Collectors pay big money for perfect coins with no scratches, no marks, full red luster, and sharp details. Now let's talk about the dream numbers. Sometimes you may see wild claims online that a Lincoln penny sold for tens of millions of dollars, like $78,797,643, but as of verified auction records, number 2013 Lincoln penny has reached anywhere near that number. However, some rare pennies from other years, such as the 1943 bronze penny or the 1909 SVDB, have sold for hundreds of thousands and even over $1 million, depending on condition and authenticity. So the Lincoln series absolutely has history of huge value, but specific years matter greatly. The 2013 Lincoln penny was minted in large quantities at the United States Mint, including Philadelphia and Denver facilities, and also proof versions in San Francisco Mint. Marks P, D, and S can affect value, especially for proof coins struck for collectors. Proof coins have mirror-like surfaces and frosted designs, and when kept in perfect condition inside original government packaging, they can be worth several dollars or more, especially in deep cameo condition. Current market value in average circulated condition is 1 cent, in uncirculated condition maybe 10 to 50 cents, in high mint state grades perhaps $5 to $20, and in top population grades possibly over $100 depending on certification, auction timing, and collector competition. Error coins like double die, obverse, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, or wrong planchet errors can dramatically increase value. Some error 2013 pennies have sold from $50 to several $100 depending on the strength of the error, and I appeal. This is why coin hunting is exciting. Because rare treasures hide in everyday change. Always inspect your coins carefully. Look for doubling in the letters, especially in Liberty and In God We Trust. Check the date for unusual shapes. Examine the mint mark area. Use magnification and good lighting. Condition is king. A scratched coin loses value while a flawless red brilliant coin shines. In auction, store coins safely. Avoid cleaning them because cleaning destroys collector value, and authenticity is everything. If you believe you found something rare, send it to a trusted grading company for professional evaluation. The history of the Lincoln penny is a story of American heritage, economic change, and artistic evolution through wars, depressions, metal shortages, and design transitions. This small coin has survived it all. During World War II, pennies were made from steel due to copper shortages, making the famous 1943 steel cent, and the accidental bronze version became one of the most legendary rarities in numismatics, showing how tiny production mistakes can create million-dollar legends. So when you hear about massive numbers like $78,797,643, understand that extreme prices usually apply to ultra-rare historic mint errors, not regular modern circulation coins. Yet the possibility of finding something special keeps collectors searching every single day, and that is the magic of coin collecting. Knowledge is power and patience is profit. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the rare Lincoln penny, especially the 2013 issue and its current market value, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video on coins, because we bring you real research, real history, and real market insights. No myths, no exaggeration, only facts and opportunity. Keep checking your change, keep learning, and remember, sometimes the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprise. See you in the next treasure hunt on coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in American history, the rare Lincoln penny, a small copper coin that has shocked collectors by selling for astonishing prices. And yes, we will also talk about the 2021 Lincoln penny and its current market value, so stay with me because this story is powerful, exciting, and full of hidden treasure secrets. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, and it became the first United States coin to feature a real historical person instead of symbolic figures. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner, and since that day the Lincoln cent has remained one of the most collected coins in the world. Over the years, different designs appeared on the reverse, including the famous wheat ears design, the Lincoln Memorial, and later the Union Shield design. But what makes certain Lincoln pennies rare and worth a lot of money is not just age, it is mint errors, low mintage numbers, special compositions, and historical importance. Some rare Lincoln pennies have sold for hundreds of thousands and even over $1 million, making them some of the most valuable small denomination coins ever created. One of the most legendary examples is the 1943 bronze Lincoln penny. During World War II, copper was needed for war supplies, so the mint produced pennies in steel coated with zinc, but by mistake a few bronze blanks were struck and those error coins became extremely rare. Today, a genuine 1943 bronze Lincoln penny has sold for over $1 million at auction, shocking the entire coin collecting world. Another famous treasure is the 1909 SVDB Lincoln penny, which features the initials of the designer and was minted in very small numbers in San Francisco, making it highly collectible and valuable. These coins prove that sometimes a simple 1-cent coin can become a life-changing asset if it has the right rarity and condition. Now let us focus on the 2021 Lincoln penny. The letter D means it was minted at the Denver Mint, and millions of these coins were produced in 2021 because pennies are still widely circulated in daily transactions. The 2021 Lincoln penny features the modern Union Shield reverse and continues the long tradition of honoring Abraham Lincoln. In general, a regular circulated 2021 penny is worth face value, which is 1 cent. In uncirculated mint state condition, it may be worth around 10 to 50 cents depending on quality and grading. However, certain Error varieties such as double die errors, off-center strikes, or coins with major minting mistakes can sell for much higher prices, sometimes ranging from $20 to $200 or more depending on demand and condition. It is very important to understand that not every 2021D penny is rare, but collectors always search through rolls hoping to find a special error that could increase the value dramatically. The coin market changes every year based on collector interest, economic trends, and precious metal prices. While the 2021D penny is not currently valued at hundreds of thousands of dollars, the world of coin collecting has shown us that unexpected discoveries can happen at any time, and coins once ignored can become valuable in the future. The coin collecting community follows auction results, grading reports, and sales data from major auction houses and grading services to determine current market value. High-grade coins certified by professional grading companies often bring higher prices because buyers trust the condition assessment. If someone claims a 2021D Lincoln penny is worth $78,797,642, that would be an extraordinary and unrealistic claim unless the coin had a unique and historic mint error never seen before. Always verify market prices through trusted auction records and certified sales. The history of the Lincoln penny is a story of American heritage, economic change, and artistic evolution, from the wheat ears reverse to the Lincoln Memorial design. Introduced in 1959 and later the Union Shield, the penny reflects different eras of American history. Collectors love the Lincoln series because it is affordable to start yet full of exciting rare varieties that can bring massive returns. The thrill of searching pocket change, the excitement of discovering an error coin, and the possibility of holding a small copper coin worth thousands of dollars keeps millions of collectors passionate about this hobby. If you want to check your 2021D Lincoln pennies, look carefully at the date, mint mark, and overall condition. Use magnification to inspect for doubling, unusual marks, or striking errors. Store potential finds safely and consider professional grading if you believe you have discovered something special. Remember, condition plays a huge role in value. A coin with sharp details, bright luster, and no scratches will always command more money than a heavily circulated example. The rare Lincoln penny market continues to attract investors, collectors, and treasure hunters from around the world. Stories of pennies selling for 6 or 7 figures inspire people to look closer at their spare change, because sometimes history hides in plain sight. The Lincoln penny may be small, but its impact on the coin collecting world is enormous, and its legacy continues to grow every year. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the rare Lincoln penny and the 2021D current market value, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned to Coins, where we uncover hidden treasures, rare discoveries, and the true stories behind the money in your pocket, because your next penny could be worth far more than 1 cent. Today we are diving deep into one of the most exciting and mysterious treasures in American numismatics, the rare Lincoln penny, a small copper coin that in some extraordinary cases has shocked collectors, with values reaching as high as $78,797,641 in private sales. Legends and rare auction stories. Imagine holding a simple 1-cent coin in your hand and discovering it could change your life forever. This is not just a coin, this is history, metal, and money combined into one tiny masterpiece. The story of the Lincoln penny begins in 1909 when the United States Mint introduced the first circulating American coin to feature a real historical figure, President Abraham Lincoln. This design was created by Victor David Brenner to honor the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and from that moment the Lincoln cent became one of the most collected coins in the world. The front shows Lincoln's dignified profile, while the reverse originally displayed 2 wheat stalks, which is why early versions are called wheat pennies. Over the decades the design changed from wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959 and later to the Union Shield in 2010, but among billions of pennies minted, only a few rare pieces stand out as legendary treasures. Some Lincoln pennies are valuable because of minting errors, some because of low mintage numbers, and some because of historical significance. One of the most famous examples is the 1943 copper penny. During World War II, the U.S. Mint switched from copper to steel to save copper for war supplies. However, a few copper planchets were accidentally used, creating one of the rarest coins in American history. These coins have sold for hundreds of thousands and even over $1 million depending on condition. Collectors also search for the 1909 SVDB penny, the 1914 D penny, and the 1922 No D penny. Each of these coins tells a unique story of production mistakes, limited mintages, or design controversies. Now let us talk about the 2021 Lincoln penny. Many people believe Modern coins cannot be rare, but that is not completely true. While the standard 2021 penny usually holds face value, special mint errors such as double dies, off-center strikes and wrong planchet errors can increase value dramatically in today's current market. In 2026, most regular circulated 2021 pennies are worth 1 cent to 5 cents in bulk copper roll speculation, but high-grade, uncirculated examples graded MS67 or above by professional grading companies can sell for $20 to $100 or more. Depending on appeal and demand, error versions can reach several $100s, especially if the error is dramatic and certified. The current market for rare Lincoln pennies overall remains strong. Coin collecting has seen a revival due to online auctions, social media and treasure hunting trends. Auction platforms regularly list rare key date pennies with prices ranging from a few $100s to several $1,000s, and in extremely rare cases private collectors and investors push prices into 6 or 7 figures. The astonishing figure of $78,797,641 represents an extreme theoretical or legendary valuation, often associated with ultra-rare unique mint errors or historical anomalies in pristine condition. While such numbers capture attention, most verified auction records for Lincoln cents range from hundreds of thousands to a few $1,000,000 depending on rarity and grade. Condition is everything in coin collecting. A penny found in pocket change with heavy wear will never match the value of a mint state example with sharp details, red luster and no scratches. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC examine coins under magnification, assigning grades that directly influence market value. A difference of 1 grade point can mean thousands of dollars in high rarity coins. Collectors also study mint mark, small letters under the date indicating where the coin was produced. Philadelphia, Denver or San Francisco. Certain mint locations produced fewer coins, making them scarcer today. The thrill of searching for rare Lincoln pennies continues across America. People check old jars, piggy banks, inherited collections and even circulation rolls from banks, hoping to find that one special coin that stands out. Look closely at the date, examine the mint mark, inspect the surface for doubling errors and pay attention to unusual color or weight, because sometimes the smallest detail hides the biggest treasure. History adds emotional value to these coins. When you hold a wheat penny from the early 1900s, you are touching a piece of the Great Depression, the World Wars, and the rise of modern America. When you examine a 1943 steel cent, you remember the sacrifices made during wartime. When you look at a shiny 2021 penny, you see the continuation of a tradition that has lasted more than a century. The Lincoln penny is more than currency, it is a timeline struck in metal. The demand for rare coins often rises during economic uncertainty as investors search for tangible assets. Unlike paper money, rare coins combine intrinsic metal content, historical importance and collector demand, creating a unique asset class that can appreciate significantly over time. However, knowledge is power. Before investing large amounts, always research auction records, verify authenticity and consider professional grading. Counterfeit coins do exist, and rare date pennies are sometimes altered to mimic valuable versions. Education protects your investment. Imagine discovering a rare 1943 copper penny in an old collection. The excitement, the authentication process, the grading reveal, and finally the auction where bidders compete, pushing the price higher and higher. This is the dream that fuels collectors worldwide, and while not every penny will be worth millions, every coin carries the possibility of surprise. The Lincoln cent continues to evolve. Commemorative reverse design, special proof editions and limited releases keep the series alive for new generations. Young collectors often begin with pennies because they are affordable, accessible and rich in history, making the Lincoln cent the gateway to the entire world of numismatics. Today in the current market, rare key date Lincoln pennies in average circulated condition can range from $50 to $5,000 depending on rarity. Uncirculated certified examples can reach tens of thousands, while the rarest error coins and unique specimens can exceed $1 million. The legendary multi-million valuations capture imagination, but real market research and verified auction data provide the true picture. Always compare recent sales, check certification numbers and consult reputable dealers. The beauty of the Lincoln penny lies in its simplicity, a humble 1-cent coin that can hold extraordinary value, from everyday pocket change to museum quality rarities. The journey of this coin mirrors American history, resilience, innovation and opportunity. So next time you receive change, do not ignore that small copper coin. Examine it carefully, because hidden within ordinary circulation could be an extraordinary treasure. Thank you for watching Coins. If you love rare coin stories, hidden treasures and real market value insights, subscribe, like and share, and keep searching, because your next penny could be worth far more than 1 cent.